Hey Zila, do you want to know something spicy?
Whoa, come on, spill the tea.
You know, yesterday when I was at the restaurant, I saw Mrs. Julia and Mr. Michael together. Wow. And also I heard that she also has a villa at Star Hills.
Really? How do you know this?
Girls, I got ears. My ears got ears, okay?
Okay. By the way, I think you want to show me something. What is it?
Do you see this? Yeah, this is my new bracelet. Isn't it beautiful?
Ooh, I never seen you wearing this kind of design before.
Yeah, you know what? When it is on sale, I'm dying to have it as soon as possible. I'm totally rock this bracelet, innit?
For real? Stop being extra, girl.
Ah. Oh my god. Oh yeah, look at the time. I have another date later, so may I call you a taxi?
Oh, alright. I think you have another date later, right?
Yeah.
Break a leg. I'm
Aw.
totally shipping both of you.
Oh my god, babe, stop it. You're making me red.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
In this situation of conversation, we could see on how the maxim of manner is being floated. Maxim of manner is floated when speakers use many big words and technical jargon that they know their listeners won't understand. It also could happen if the speaker fails to observe the maxim by not being brief, using obscure language, not orderly, or using ambiguity. In this case, we could point out a numerous amount of ambiguity words and slangs are being utilized in delivering information that totally floating maxim of manner. In case of ambiguous language, we could see in sentence like, my ears got ears, that is difficult to understand by Zila. Akma meant that she got many friends to inform about the news and not because she had a lot of ears. Another example is, I've never seen you wearing this kind of design. Is an ambiguous language. It refers that Zila does not directly answer Akma's question. Rather, she gives an ambiguous response as she is not sure on how to answer. It can be interpreted in both positive and negative light. Other than ambiguity, the conversation is floating maxim of manner by using a lot of slang in describing something. For instance, Zila used the term spill the tea that indicates her intention in wanting to know the dramatic gossip that will be talked about. There are also the words being extra that refers to unnecessarily dramatic or over-the-top action. These types of slangs are mainly used among youngsters, so it may be difficult for other generation to understand the language. In short, the reason maxim of manner being floated are to indirectly convey information, sift someone else's feelings, to exaggerate things, and also for people whose voice is not loud enough, so they will float this maxim.
In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, help one another in acts of piety and righteousness, and do not assist each other in acts of sinfulness and transgressions, and be aware of Allah. Verily, Allah is severe in punishment. As we can see in that particular verse in the Quran, Allah forbid the worshippers to do or assist in acts of sinfulness and transgression, such as lying, purposefully hurting someone's feeling, annoy the neighbors, and many more. As we can see, the flouting of maxim of manners were defined as the condition where a speaker deliberately fails to observe the maxim by not being brief, using obscure language, not being orderly, or using ambiguity. In other words, the flouting that happens towards the maxim could also lead to the act of lying in order to save face. For instance, if someone using an ambiguous words or double meaning sentences, it could lead to misunderstanding which sometimes would deceive people. One of the examples that most Muslims could relate are the words inshallah. The word inshallah is one of the common words that would be used by the Muslim, especially in Malaysia, for various purposes. The meaning of inshallah is if it is Allah will. Since the word meaning is a bit ambiguous, it is common for the Muslim in Malaysia to use this phrase in a situation where they would feel doubtful in certain situation. For instance, if there is a promise that they might be unable to fulfill, they would use inshallah instead. This is the reason for the Muslims that keeps misusing the phrase inshallah to reflect and keep in track on the initial intention and the use of that phrase.
Okay, good morning everyone. And how's everyone? Morning. Have,
Morning.
have you guys eaten your breakfast?
Not yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. So hungry. Actually, the reason why I asked you guys to hang out with me this morning is because I just watched a very interesting and informational video about Logan Paul. You guys know Logan Paul, the famous YouTuber?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, Logan Paul, he have a very bad track record of doing something for the sake of publicity. The last time you guys know, he went to the suicide forest in Japan and laughed in front of a dead body, right?
Yes,
This time,
I think.
this time he do something quite similar, but possibly worse. This time he created a cryptocurrency called CryptoZoo. You guys know cryptocurrency like Bitcoin?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He created the CryptoZoo in promise that his fans or his viewers will get money out of it. But he created the CryptoZoo in a form of game. It's a game where the players need to buy a picture, and from the picture they should be able to sell the picture. However, they cannot sell the picture at all. So all those money that they use to buy the picture, the CryptoZoo, is wasted for nothing. Logan Paul get billions of dollars, meanwhile his fans gets nothing out of it. Yeah. Okay, what makes it worse is that the game has been stopped in operation. Nobody can play it anymore, and those who has wasted money will didn't get anything out of it. You guys seem confused. Do I make any sense?
I think you are explaining too fast and your point is not consistent, I think.
Okay.
So I don't understand what you are trying to
Uh,
say.
I'm sorry. That's what happened when I'm trying to explain a 2 hours video into 2 minutes speech. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyone? Okay. I will send you guys the link to the video later, and maybe you'll find it interesting and not trust Logan Paul anymore. Okay.
yeah, we see the picture.
Alright. I think that's. Anyone have anything interesting to share? Mirza, maybe?
Yes, may I?
Yes, please.
I've seen a video from YouTube Short. Do you guys familiar with YouTube Short? It's just
Oh,
like
yes.
TikTok but on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
And do you guys love science? Something like physics, mathematics?
Depending. I hate mathematics, but love physics.
Oh, I see. Okay. There is a short video about 2 minutes or maybe 1 minute 30 seconds. There is a woman who try to prove, maybe to experiment with the first law of motion, by Isaac Newton, inertia, using a knife and using a potato to prove, to show inertia. And when we talk about science, I love science fiction so much, such as the movie Avengers, I love Tony Stark because the Iron Man, the suit looks so cool on him. And I believe that Tony Stark doesn't love meat, even though people say that he needs some meat, but I don't believe it, and I'm sure he doesn't like meat. And do you know potato has a great impact to the civilization? Because in the previous civilization, human depend on potato to eat. So without potato, human will have no energy to reproduce or to build an empire. Maybe the Roman Empire will not exist if potato doesn't play the role. And I also love capybara. You know capybara, the most slay animal in the world. So do you guys understand what I'm trying to say?
What?
Wait,
Your point
firstly,
is,
you are trying to explain about inertia, but then you go to Tony Stark. You are being ambiguous right now. I don't even understand what you are talking.
What Roman Empire has to do with science?
And also capybara.
Oh yes, yes,
Uh,
capybara.
and also the capybara.
Daniel, do I
Guys,
understand? Yes,
hardly.
it's okay, it's okay.
but guys, I want to tell you something.
Okay.
Do you guys remember that we had learned Grice's maxim theory in English semantics class in semester 5? Do you remember it?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
So
studied about it.
that's one maxim called maxim of manner. It states there that we need to speak in a clear, concise, and ordered manner and avoid ambiguity. So this is in line with the Islamic teachings, as the Prophet Muhammad SAW states in a hadith. The people whom I hate the most and who are the farthest from me on the day of judgment are those who talk uselessly and those who put down others and those who shows off when they talk. Hadith riwayat At-Tirmidzi. This is what is also expected from Muslims, which is all of us here are Muslims, that we need to speak clearly in the most simple way and avoid unnecessary talk.
Oh, so what I did just now is very wrong. Yeah, I'm sorry. I will try to explain anything more clearly next time.
Yes, I apologize
Daniel,
too.
you have anything to add, Daniel?
Hmm. Yeah, I found a hadith, but it's in Malay though.
Okay.
Wahai saudaraku, berterus terang dalam menyampaikan ilmu dan jangan menyembunyikannya di antara kamu. Sesungguhnya pengkhianatan terhadap ilmu lebih teruk daripada pengkhianatan terhadap hartanya.
Oh, that's
But I think that's a false hadith. Daniel, you should be careful in spreading hadith.
Mhm.
but I
It's
think
because
okay. I think the lesson from it
according to a
was
hadith,
okay. Shakiri. Sorry.
yeah, you speak first.
Okay, I think even though it's false hadith, we cannot accept that hadith. We can steal the moral value from it, the lesson that is to speak clearly, just like both Danny and Shakrin said earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to add something else.
Okay.
According to a hadith, a genuine one, Muslims are also urged to refrain from lengthy discourse that might bore their listeners and be ineffective. The hadith sounds like this: even if truth is on your side, put an end to pointless debates to avoid pointless conversations. Another genuine hadith is from the Prophet SAW states that even he is regard, I will promise the person who stop engaging in pointless argument a home in the area around paradise. This hadith is from Imam Abu Dawud. So this here explains that we must speak clearly, concisely, and avoid ambiguity, because Prophet Muhammad promised us paradise if we talk to maxim of manner that is suggested by Maxim.
Alright. Thank you, Shakiri.
Right. Thank you.
Mhm.
Wow, this one has been a very informative for all of us. We should hang out again together next time and share anything, information or knowledge that we found interesting.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah,
Bye.
I
Thank you.
agree with that.
Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I got the result that I want. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Hey guys, look at it. Lisa, what did you get for your math test?
What did you get for math test?
I get 3+.
I mean, I suspected from you. I don't think you were smart enough to be my friends.
What do you mean?
I mean, I've been studying a lot lately, and I didn't see you do your homework, so I think that's why you got B+. So I don't think you can match my current result because, I'm doing better than you.
I only asked, what did you get?
I told you. I told you I'm doing better than you. Then what's the point of figuring out my result? You
Just want to know, what did you get?
You only got B+, so what's the point of asking me what I got?
Is it wrong?
Yeah, of course it's wrong.
No, it's not.
Why? Know your manners. Why are you talking to me? And are you jealous of me? Are you jealous of me and my result? Why are you not satisfied?
Hey, guys, stop. Sorry, I can help you overheard the conversation. So it made me a little bit uncomfortable.
I mean, it's his fault for trying to pick a fight with me.
No, I was just asking about the result and
It's
she was
clearly
blabbering.
jealous of
I just
me.
want to be
I got
one answer, one word.
A+. And you're
I
jealous
just
of
need
me.
one alphabet, man.
I think I have read about this hadith. Do you guys want to hear it? Wait, here it is. So the people whom I hate the most and who are the farthest from me on the day of judgment are those who talk uselessly, and those who put down others, and those who show off when they talk.
See?
I mean,
Why don't you listen?
is it wrong for me
No.
to... I didn't tell you. You know what? It's alright. You know what? You can go and take from with your B+. I can't let it go. You know what? I'm gonna go find other girls to do with. Okay, of course I'm better than you. It's fine. No, fine. It's fine.
Maybe it's my fault. I asked her too much.
No, it's not your fault. It's fine. Because you just asked about her result and she didn't answer it properly.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. Kamaria. As we can see from our previous sketch, we would like to concentrate on Grice's conversational maxim of manner in this vlog. But first thing first, according to Grice's theory, the speaker and the listener will engage to communicate and receive messages clearly in each turn of the conversation. Thus, the speaker aims to give his message clearly and sensibly in each turn of the discussion. Meanwhile, the listener intends to comprehend the speaker's message in each turn of the conversation. This theory highlights the goal of cooperative principle into four main subheadings of maxims, which are maxim of quantity, maxim of quality, maxim of manner, and maxim of relevance. The phenomenon of crisis maxims as the rules for conversation is actually not something new to us as a Muslim. Based on the article we found, there is some evidence in Quran and Hadith that matches what Grice's attempted to describe in his maxims. So let's get to the meat of the sketch. From the scene, Danish was very grateful and excited to share his results with his friends. Little did he expect, the brilliant Alisa did not treat him well. In fact, Alisa thinks that Danish feels great with the results that are not as excellent as her. She just can't stop being proud of herself when she talks regardless of Danish feeling. This is very contrary to the principle of maxim of manner, which says, avoid obscurity of expression, avoid ambiguity, be brief, and be orderly. As a Muslim, we are also expected to speak clearly, concisely, neatly, and avoid unnecessary talk. Aini has mentioned a hadith against Alisa's action. No matter how good we are, we should never be sarcastic in conversation or an action. That is the relation between Christ's maxim of manner and Islam teachings. To conclude, there are some rules that regulate our conversation activity just like what Islam has taught us a long time ago. As a human, we need to think before we talk, and what is necessary, what isn't necessary to be uttered. From our findings, Islam and science are two things that cannot be separated. This is also to show that Islam is a great religion that genuinely care about what its believers do, specifically our speaking activities. Thank you from us.
In a conversation, we are usually bound to a theory to make it successful and meaningful. Taken from website Effective Theology, Gracian theory, also known as Christ's maxim of conversation, is a set of maxims put forth by linguist Paul Grice to describe the guidelines that people naturally follow to direct their conversations and maximize the effectiveness of conversation efforts. EquiDBR 2018 also stated that according to Grice, to imply something in a conversation requires drawing conclusions about it from non-linguistic aspects of the conversational setting as well as general rules of collaboration and communication. There are four main maxims altogether, in which there are maxim of quantity, maxim of quality, maxim of relation, and maxim of manner.
Don't help them. They are Americans. They are non-Muslim. They don't deserve to be treated nicely.
You shouldn't say like that. If the Prophet says what you did just now to them, he must be very disappointed with you.
Why are you protecting them? They are non-Muslim. They shouldn't be protected at all.
No, any outsider who entered a country legally, they have the right to be protected.
Well, they are not just a normal outsiders. They are American terrorists. They label us Muslim as terrorists while they are the ones who are terrorists.
Prophet Muhammad says, whoever hurts the outsider is hurting him, and whoever hurts him is also hurting God. It is also stated in the Quran that humans must treat one another with full honor, respect, and loving kindness regardless of their religions or faith.
Based on the conversation between Fahri and the older man, we can see that they postulate the principle of conversations of the maxim of manners from Gracian theory. Maxim of manner is the strongest maxim shown because the characters in the scene and conversation, Fahri and the older man were trying to show their points from briefly and clearly from what they have adapted and believed. In maxim of manner, one should be brief and orderly, avoid ambiguity and obscurity of words. Ayashrash and Razali 2018. Awad et al. 2019 also stated that according to Grice, manner maxims are completely distinct from other maxims since they place more emphasis on how what is said to be spoken rather than what is said. After Fahri saw how the older man got mad at the American woman, the two men got into a debate. The woman was called a terrorist by the older man just because she is an American and more importantly because she is not a Muslim. Fahri made an effort to clarify by stating why the older man shouldn't have treated her rudely simply because she is a Muslim. He asserted that all individuals, even the outsiders, should be treated with kindness and that Allah and Prophet Muhammad would not be happy on how the older man behaved as a Muslim. He also placed the hadith in Arabic alongside with its translation into the older man's native tongue to help him grasp what he was saying. Thus, he did not violate the maxim. As retrieved from website Studies Matter, when speakers employ complicated phrases and technical jargon that they know their listeners won't comprehend, they are violating the maxim of manners, but Fahri did not.
As the previous presenters has carefully explained regarding maxim of manners, we are now moving into the use of the crisis theory in Islamic perspective. From the acted scene itself, we can see that the main character, Fahri, has been using the maxim of manner to make sure his audience perceive the intentional meaning from his speech. In addition to that, it is also shown in video that maxim of manners can eventually deliver more than semantic value but also useful in demonstrating Islamic practice in real life. As we go through the scene, we could observe that the entire scene is regarding how a real Muslim, an anti-American and the American itself face a racial crisis in Medina, yet indirectly explain about Muslim and non-Muslim perspective toward each other. Hadana and Hu 2018 say that perception is a complex mechanism that shapes a person's mindset, which is the result of interaction with the surrounding environment based on the past, present, and future. Racism in social studies, on the other hand, is defined in Cambridge Dictionary as the belief that some races are better than others or the unfair treatment because of his or her race. Based on our selected movie, we could observe that certain Muslims are tend to be racist and skeptical toward the non-Muslim. However, the real teachings of Islam invite people to live a peaceful life based on their theism, justice and purity, yet encouraging the Muslim to show respect and compassion to all other cultures. According to Mahmoud ETEL 2022, one of Islam's primary precepts is religious harmony and peaceful coexistence among Muslims and members of other faiths in everyday life. Islam obligates every Muslim to tolerate other religion. Furthermore, the Prophet Muhammad SAW once commanded that non-Muslim citizens of an Islamic state, or sometimes called as Zimmi, are entitled to be protected against internal expression and external aggression. In this case, the non-Muslim portrayed in the movie were being violated due to the other Muslim skepticism. The man has brutally called them as a terrorist because of their nationality, although it is forbidden in Islam to do so. As mentioned by Al-Saudi ETAL 2012, Allah Ta'ala the Almighty has commanded Muslims in the Noble Quran to deal kindly and have good relationship with non-Muslim individuals who will not cause them harm nor fight them. Actually, this applies to our civilians of other religions, and so do the people of all other non-Muslim countries. All of these categories are included in the saying of Allah Ta'ala, Allah forbidden you, not those who war not against you on account of religion and drove you not out from your homes, and yet you should show them kindness and deal justly with them. Allah loves the just dealers. On a final note, we as a Muslim should be able to understand our own responsibility and roles as a Muslim toward the diversity of this religion to obtain the consent of Almighty and perceive a balanced relationship between the non-Muslim society.